The talking, nagging, lucha watching, puro viewing, indie supporting, drinking, cursing, son of a gun of a podcast. Join former pro wrestler and promoter Dave Dynasty and co-host Ike Isaacs as they talk wrestling and interview those within the business, bringing positivity back to pro wrestling. This is the Dave Dynasty Show.
And welcome to the Dave Dynasty Show. Greetings to all. I am your host, Dave Dynasty. I am joined, as always, by my co-host,
Ike Isaacs.
And we thank you for joining us on the podcast, bringing positivity back to pro wrestling.
Yes, we are.
However you join us, whether it be on iTunes, SoundCloud, or YouTube, we thank you. Please make sure, however you do, to subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share. If you listen to us on iTunes, rate and review us. That helps us on the charts. And while you're out there perusing the internet, please visit us at davedynasty.com. From there, you can see links to all of our social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. There are links there on the page. And if you want to send us an email, you can do that to dave@davedynasty.com. And while you're on the website, please visit all of our sponsors. There are banners and links to all of them on the main page, like luchamaskusa.com. And there's also buttons to visit luchaloot.com and luchashop.com. Both of those, if you enter the keyword Dynasty, you get 10% off your order. And there's also a button for our High Spots affiliate link, where no additional charge to you, but we get a little kickback, as is the Amazon.com link, where also we get a little money with no additional charge to you when you shop. And there's also a button there, visit us on Pro Wrestling Tees, buy a shirt. That is the best way to support us.
Yeah.
If you go right now, well, by the time this drops, it might be over. But if not, maybe, I don't know. Visit us on Twitter. We do have a poll right now up to what you want our next tee to be on Pro Wrestling Tees, between the Bullet Club parody, the AWA parody, and the NWO parody shirts or tributes or whatever you want to call them.
I would go for the Bullet Club one personally. That's one I'd vote for.
Yeah, well, go to Twitter, vote.
If you don't get a say in it.
I believe, as of the point we're recording, I do believe Bullet Club is leading. Like I said, by the time you listen to this, the poll may be over. But you can still visit us on twitter.com and follow us, and you can see which shirt will be next. Yeah. We have a good show. I have an interview with the Baddest Man Alive, Aaron Williams.
Pretty cool dude.
One of the baddest mofos in the Midwest. Do I say all the country? He's exploding.
Yeah, so he's been pretty much everywhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. He's a great hand, as they say, a great talent. And if you run shows out there, I highly recommend you getting in touch with him and booking him on your shows. He is a great talent, and follow him online. Go to any show you see him booked on. Actually, go to any show in your area. Support the guys. Buy shirts. Most of them are on Pro Wrestling Tees, or they have stuff at these shows. Support them. That's what we need to do.
Support independent wrestling.
That's right. So
we're
not going to discuss a whole lot today, but
you're a shitbird.
Who I am?
No, I say if you don't support independent wrestling, you're a shitbird.
Yeah.
Speaking of old Mance, you see those gnarly pictures he's been putting up with his head all
Yeah, he was in Prince of the Death matches.
Yes, he was.
He got a little banged up. But that's what happens when you do that stuff. You get a little gnarly. Old Mance will be okay though.
Typically is.
I wonder how many light beers he drinks before he doesn't feel the pain anymore.
I say approximately
his
7.
tolerance level for light, it's probably already high for the light beer anyway. So
I mean, tolerance for anything that's got the word light in it's probably pretty high. I'd say he probably makes it to 7 or 8.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So but that was Mance was in the Prince of the Death matches. Go check out IWA Mid-South. They have said that this one there'll be a pretty quick turnaround on getting Prince of the Death matches out on DVD and download. So check them out. When that hits, buy it, purchase it, support it. IWA Mid-South's doing good stuff. A lot of talent there. If you're in the area, go check them out.
And go buy the DVD where it's a TPI, Ted Petty Invitational.
Go buy all their DVDs. Just go buy it all.
Yeah, we'll do that one because we might be in it.
Yeah, we probably are. As fans. As supporters.
Yes, we are. No, I hopped in the ring and wrestled.
You would have got your ass kicked.
Wrestled Chris Hero.
Who's Chris Hero?
Oh yeah, Cassius Ohno.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, not a lot of discussion today. We're going to get to the interview soon. One thing I do want to discuss is, hey, let's discuss Destiny. How about Destiny? Because Destiny seems to be a big topic. And how about Christopher Daniels? Huh? How about he's a new Ring of Honor World Champion. Great thing. It's such a cool story to see. Not a more deserving guy out there that should be on top. I've had the pleasure of working with Mr. Daniels in the past. He's a good guy. Good dude. And certainly deserves this. It's actually overdue. He should have held that title a long time ago, in my opinion, but still. Just like he should have held the title TNA, but whatever.
Yeah, TNA, I think, obviously they've not really done much with some of the people. Like AJ Styles was another one they didn't really do much with. And
he was world champ several times.
Yeah, well.
But, TNA's rebooted. It's now Impact Wrestling officially, and not too bad. I watched the episode after the reboot. It's not too bad. Like some of the guys they brought in that they're using. Bruce Pritchard there, Dutch Mantel's there. It's kind of authoritative figures. That's good stuff. Alberto Del Patron's there.
Didn't he win? He won a title, didn't he?
Yeah. On TV, it's what it appears, but there's shenanigans involved. So.
Oh yeah.
But you got to wait till the next episode. I'm not going to give anything away.
I suspect shenanigans.
But so check them out. But hats off to Christopher Daniels. Hats off to Ring of Honor. Great thing. I've heard Adam Cole's got to get a little bit of a surgery done. He got a little nagging problem. Nothing serious, but
yeah.
But then I'm thinking he's WWE bound or NXT bound.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying too.
Pretty good deal. He deserves it. Time to move on, but I hope there's a long reign for Chris Daniels. He deserves it.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I think that's the best for Ring of Honor. But
he was a founding father.
Yeah,
literally in the first.
The Hardys defended their titles.
Oh, that's true.
But well,
or who they fought off? Who they faced off against? Was it the Young Bucks?
The Young Bucks and
okay.
Roppongi Vice in a triple threat.
And who?
Roppongi Vice.
Who the hell is that?
You don't watch You just don't watch Ring of Honor at all, do you? Or New Japan at all?
I mean, I watched some of it, but
Rocky Romero and Trent. They're Trent Beretta. They're
okay.
They're all over it.
Yeah,
they're good.
I've never heard them.
New Japan Junior Heavyweight Tag Champs. They're awesome.
I know Rocky Romero. I don't know the other guy though.
Dude, you need to watch more if you don't know Trent. You don't know Trent Beretta?
Trent Beretta?
Do you not watch PWG?
I watch a little bit, but I don't watch Pacific.
Him and Chuck Taylor, best friends.
I know Chuck Taylor.
Well, then how do you not know Trent? Dude, you need to watch more.
Maybe I do know him. I just can't put a face to a name right now.
He used to be in WWE Developmental. That was many moons ago, but
many moons.
Good stuff. Lots of stuff out there.
That ain't no moon.
What?
That's your mama.
That's a space station.
For those of you who don't get that reference, watch Robot Chicken, Star Wars.
Yes.
They do wrestling stuff on there too, though.
Yes.
I look back and I realize that they do a lot of that.
Hulk Hogan does voices on there. He did the voice of Abraham Lincoln in that one clip.
Yeah, that's right. Because he's like doing the lightsaber battle, right?
Yeah. But they've had a lot of wrestling things on there. I love Robot Chicken.
I like how we were talking about.
I wish they compile a wrestling, just one of those specials of all the wrestling clips they've done.
They should do like a WrestleMania edition of Robot Chicken. I think that'd be pretty popular.
Seth Green's he's a huge fan. How many times has he been on Raw and stuff? He's a huge fan. That'd be cool.
If you're listening,
I'm sure
Seth
if you
Green,
look it up on YouTube, all those clips are there. Probably whatever they've done.
Seth Green, if you're listening, you know what to do.
I severely doubt Seth Green's listening.
I think he's got better shit to do.
He's a busy guy.
He does a lot of stuff.
I'm sure he's not just sitting around one day saying, "Oh, hey, what's this?"
Anywho,
we love you, Seth Green. If you are listening, I love you.
And please do a WrestleMania edition of Robot Chicken.
Yeah, and bring us on. I like to do some voices. I'll do some voices.
Yeah,
I'll work for free. I don't care.
I've been working on a Donald Trump impersonation. So if you want to do something,
just don't do your Dusty.
Yeah,
Rhodes.
I won't do a Dusty Rhodes.
Because your Dusty needs a lot of work.
It does. See, Donald Trump's pretty easy. He has like squint. It's like
say China.
China.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds a lot like vagina when he says it.
Exactly.
I think there might be Freudian reasoning there, but
anywho.
Well. we're not going to go there. I don't want to politically offend anybody with my views and opinions, and we're not that kind of podcast.
We aren't. We are not.
We're a positive podcast, but
bring positivity back to wrestling.
So therefore, we're not going to discuss that.
You need to put that on a T-shirt. Bring positivity back to wrestling.
Oh, I've got some.
Okay.
Some things. Well, not. There's some things in the works.
Got some cats in the bag.
But we'll take our time. Let's get this one shirt out. Next shirt out. Our second one out. One of our parody tribute shirts. Well, they're all cool logos. See which one wins.
First one, in case you guys don't know, is the one that's our
it's just our logo.
Lucha logo, right?
Yeah, just our straight logo. Go buy one. Go buy it now before the next one drops.
Yep.
And then I got a couple things in mind.
Got some
things working on.
plans.
A couple designs.
Couple haters. Got a couple haters.
Let's take a break while I go get sick. So God, why do you do it every week?
I like Enzo and Cass. I think they're a swell tag team.
I like Cass. Cass is a good talent, and Enzo's a good talker. Although he might need some new material. It's getting a little redundant. The same stuff, but he's all right. He's a good talker. But God, in the ring, my God,
he's not bad either.
He is horrible.
There's a couple bad bumps he's taken.
He's horrible. It all looks like shit for the most part. I'm sorry. He's got a good look. He's a good talker, but he's horrible in the ring.
But you gotta practice. He could be working on it. Vince McMahon could be like, "Yo, man, you gotta work on it." You never know. Yeah. There could be some behind the scenes.
Then
stuff.
hopefully, magically, sometime the fruits will show themselves because they're not yet.
You never know.
Dude can talk. I'm sure he's got a place, but not in the ring. So.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean,
he could have a 20-year career. That don't mean shit. There's a lot of bad wrestlers that's had long careers. They still suck.
Well, I'm saying he could take a break here after a bit or something like that. Like Cass run on his own and he come back. And
that's going to happen ultimately because Big Cass is Vince McMahon's kind of guy. He's big and he works hard.
He's got big in the name, so
that's got Vince McMahon drools over guys like that. So
that's 6 foot tall. He's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
Why'd you just go from 6 to 7 like that? He's not 6 foot tall.
Well, I know. I know. I remembered in his little speech thing that he says, "This is Big Cass," and he's.
How can you forget it? Because it's the same one every week.
Hey.
Which is okay, but like I said, let's throw a little bit.
I mean, when he can let the fans say it and the fans know a word for it. They like it. He's playing to the crowd, man. But like he says, got a couple haters. Are you a hater?
Perhaps.
Anyways,
you think he has to pay a gimmick infringement to Teddy Long for some of the things he says? Because
probably.
Because that some of this stuff sounds straight out of the Teddy Long.
Teddy Long, player.
Did you see Raw when Daniel Bryan did the Teddy Long thing?
No.
Or SmackDown, I mean.
I did not.
Where he said, I don't know who was in there. I don't know I can't remember who it was or whatever else. But he was getting ready to set up a tag match. But he said something about as in tribute to Hall of Fame inductee Teddy Long or whatever. And I'm pretty sure he set up a tag match and pretty sure he said holla.
Holla. Easy player, easy.
Speaking of Daniel Bryan, it looks like we might see him wrestle again. That's the rumor. Either that or he's trolling us hard.
Yeah, I see. I remember we talked about this.
That was pretty cool, that Talking SmackDown clip where him and Miz had the exchange where he knocked Miz, or something about Miz said something about his acting, and Bryan said something about, the straight to DVD. And he's like, well, at least I'm an actor. And Bryan's like, I don't want to be an actor. And he says, oh, you want to be a wrestler, but you can't. And Daniel Bryan says, well, we'll see in a year and a half. Which happens to be when his contract expires.
So either we're getting trolled and he's not going to wrestle, or he is going to wrestle.
As he stands right now, most definitely he would wrestle. Most definitely. Now, when the year and a half is over and the contract truly expires, and he's got a near 2-year-old kid because they're expecting.
Yeah,
we'll see what his opinion might be different then. As he sits right now, no doubt he would return. I don't have any doubts.
Might see the American Dragon come back.
But, there's still a year and a half left. A lot can happen, and a lot of it, his life may change a lot. I still think he'll want to, though. I still think he'll have that fire.
No, he definitely will. I mean,
it'll be curious to see whether, though, he doesn't get released out earlier, that they don't finally at some point just say, okay, enough. This is clearly you're not happy with this. Yeah. I don't know whether they do that.
Because they obviously don't want him wrestling in the WWE.
Yeah, and that's fine. If that's what they feel is best, for protecting, that's their decision, business-wise. But we'll see whether they want to just freeze him out and hold him for a year and a half in some capacity, or whether they just want to say, you know what, whatever, just go.
Yeah, be free.
They don't typically do that a lot of times, but
I know they did that with like Ryback, didn't they? They just kind of said, "See ya."
Well, yeah, but there's not a compare. I don't compare the two.
You don't like Ryback?
They can still make money off Daniel Bryan.
True.
That's not a knock on Ryback. I'm just saying he's under contract. They can still put figures and shirts and whatever else out and still make money.
Yeah.
So, again, not a Ryback knock, but Ryback is what he is, but he's not Daniel Bryan.
No, he's no Daniel Bryan.
So, whatever. Yeah, let's take a break. Because now you got freaking Enzo in my head. Now you put Ryback in my head.
Put them in a match together. I wonder how that turns out.
I think Enzo would get eaten.
Feed me more. Every time I hear that, I think of like Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me, Seymour.
Somebody make a meme from that. What, has that? I wonder if it's even out there. It's got to be.
I mean,
you can't be the first to think of that, right?
I would think not.
You can't be the first wrestling fan that's seen Little Shop of Horrors. Surely not.
I would hope not.
God, we're gonna have to look now. We're gonna have to. That's hilarious. If not, somebody make that meme.
That's a good movie, though.
It is. All right, that's a good note. Let's go out on that. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will have our interview with the baddest man alive, Aaron Williams. Stick around.
Visit LuchaMaskUSA.com for official high-quality Lucha masks and merchandise, straight from the luchadors themselves. They have a huge and always growing inventory, so check back often. That's LuchaMaskUSA.com.
And welcome back to the Dave Dynasty Show. I am your producer and co-host, Ike Isaacs, and today I am joined with yet again another wonderful talent, Aaron Williams. How are we doing today, man?
Doing very good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. As always, it's, like I said, it's a pleasure to have anybody on here because we love talking to everybody, really. But it's awesome to have you on here. So I'm just going to jump right into this. So when we kind of start these things off, we ask people about their childhood, where they're from. So where is it that you hail from?
I was born in Brown County, Ohio, in a little town called Georgetown. From there, I moved to just the outskirts of Cincinnati, and I've kind of been there pretty much my whole life, kind of. Never been out of Ohio as far as living wise goes, so that's just kind of where I'm at. So I'm a Cincinnati guy, born and bred.
Absolutely. So when you were a kid, if I'm not mistaken, from my notes, you studied martial arts, correct?
Yes, sir, I did. Yes, I fell in love with the martial arts. My father, he was in the martial arts for a while, so it was pretty much a thing that I just kind of got into because I think deep down every kid wants to be like his dad in a way, So I got into it through that and watching a lot of martial arts movies growing up as a kid with him. And I just kind of took to it real well. I've always been better at physical things than I have been mental things in a lot of ways. So it just became a passion, and I just fell in love with it and just kept right on rolling with it.
Absolutely. What's your favorite martial arts movie?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. Oh, that's good. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, there's a lot of really, really good ones that I love, but that one is probably the one I remember the most. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Bruce Lee and in his films, mainly because they they're of course they're groundbreaking films as far as that goes, but also they have deep meaning. You have to kind of like look into them. They're more than just martial arts movies. There's meaning behind them, and I dig that about his films and just him in general as a philosopher and things of that nature. I've always been a big fan of him, and Van Damme. I took to him because he's flashy, and my dad loved him, so we like watched all of his movies. Of course, like other guys like Norris and Seagal were in there, and Jeff Wincoat, and just a lot of random Don the Dragon Wilson movies and stuff like that. Just random kung fu martial arts movies were basically all of my childhood. If it wasn't wrestling, it was probably a kung fu movie of some sort.
I have nothing wrong with that. Those were always the best movies because, no matter how cheesy they got, they were always just really awesome.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, even if it was the worst movie ever as far as story goes, you were going to get to see at least one really cool fight scene, and that's pretty much why you were watching the movie in the first place.
That's all you need. A cool fight scene, man. So, we kind of talked about martial arts a little bit, but obviously you're a wrestling talent. So,
yes.
What are your first memories as a wrestling fan?
I think one of my first memories as a wrestling fan, of course, I'm a child of the 80s, so I was greatly influenced by Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage and guys of that nature because we weren't like a super rich family, so we didn't have like cable, so I didn't have like TBS, so I didn't really get to experience WCW, NWA type stuff until I got older. So I was able to watch Superstars on Saturday mornings and stuff like that. And what drew me to one of my first memories is I actually remember. It's kind of a good memory, kind of a bad memory. I remember watching an episode of Superstars, sitting on my floor eating some kind of cereal. I think it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And Randy Savage was cutting a promo. And, of course, Randy Savage is big, larger than life. He's got an amazing voice, or had an amazing voice, so he always captured your attention with everything he did. And I remember this memory so well because at the same time there was a big boom outside my house, and my father, he actually blew up our garage on accident. So that's a thing I've definitely remembered. I think, like any kid, I was a Hulkamaniac and stuff like that, but I don't think I really started to watch wrestling and be like, man, I really love this stuff, this thing that is professional wrestling that pulls me in and grasps my emotions till like the Rockers were a big thing, and fell in love with Ricky Steamboat and guys like that. But once Shawn Michaels got out on his own and I started to grow up a little bit and everything like that and see all the acrobatic stuff he could do and everything like that, it really kind of pulled me in, and I was like, okay, he's not very big, and he's incredibly athletic, which I was pretty athletic as a kid. I was kind of like, I could probably pull this stuff off if I tried really hard, and that's kind of where the passion for it kind of came in was around that period of time. So I think he was started on his own in like 92, if I'm not mistaken.
Right,
yeah.
I think.
So that'd be where it started for me.
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously, like you said, there's points in time where you're like, yeah, this is something I want to do. So obviously, since we're talking, you eventually evolved to the point where you wanted to wrestle, where you wanted to get trained. So who did you go to train you?
Originally, like when I was coming to this realization, backyard wrestling was a huge thing, of course. So I found some guys through some mutual friends who happened to have a wrestling ring, so I went and got involved with them, and then all of us wanted to, pursue this as a career. We would go to Heartland Wrestling Association shows, in Cincinnati. And, of course, Les Thatcher ran it at the time. And we had one guy who was really good, probably the strongest of us all. And he was, in our minds at the time, he was probably the best one of us. And he didn't tell the rest of us, but he decided he was going to go and try and get Les to train him at the, I think it was called the Main Event Training Academy or something. Okay. And he went, and he came and told us that he went to Les and talked to him and said, I want to be a pro wrestler. And Les took one look at him and said, you're not big enough. I'm not going to train you. So that kind of it kind of killed the dream for a lot of us, because he was probably one of the best in shape ones of us all. But time went on, and then I eventually met a guy who I hadn't seen in years, and he's like, hey, you're still into wrestling, aren't you? And I was like, well, yeah. And he's like, well, I'm training to be a wrestler. You should come. So I did, and I didn't know the guy that he was being trained by. To me, it was just, this is an opportunity for me to get to my foot in the door to the business, so I will take it. I don't care. A guy I went and trained with originally was named Tom Giovanni, and he had a little promotion in a school in Price Hill, Cincinnati. And it used to be an old bowling alley, and we'd go there, and we would train and everything like that, and that's where I started. That's who taught me the beginnings of the business and everything like that. I don't think he really ever did anything. His son went to Puerto Rico and he actually wrestled Primo a lot, or the youngest Cologne boy. Can't remember. Yeah, like who? I think it's Primo, right? Epico and Primo. Yeah, it's Primo.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, so I mean, so then was your first match with that trainer, or was your first match outside of that?
No, my first match was with the trainer at his promotion called IWI, or Intense Wrestling Incorporated, and he was my first match, and I wrestled there for about I think like a year and a half maybe. But then I kind of started to realize that I should have known this the whole time, but he didn't really teach us that way. Like, there's a unique thing about training in some circles, especially at that period of time. It's not so much like this now, but that period of time, it was kind of like, okay, I trained you, you're mine. You can't do anything else, basically. So I kind of just stuck around there. I wrestled like twice. Like, he only ran 2 shows a month, so I only wrestled like twice a month for the period of time I was with him. And then one day I kind of realized, you know what, I want to do more. I'm doing this for a reason. I don't want to just be here. I want to do more. So I called him up one day and I was like, hey, I want to do more. And he basically kind of was just like, well, I can't have you do that. So I guess this is where we part ways. So we did. And I went and wrestled for some other place and a few other places here and there. And eventually got my way into HWA, which is where I originally wanted to be when I first started in the first place. Okay. So then I got to train with Cody Hawk and Les Thatcher a little bit, and I got to be in the ring with some incredible wrestlers who really, that's where my training was just being in the ring with them. Guys like Nigel McGuinness and Matt Stryker and BJ Whitmer and John Moxley, better known as Dean Ambrose, and Dave and Jay Christ. And, the names go on and on and on. And that's where I really started to be able to hone my skills and figure out what I was doing. So that's where things started to pick up for me in some ways. So yeah, that's that.
Absolutely, yeah. So you name dropped a couple people there, some people that obviously others will know. Mm-hmm. But right now in Ohio, it's like a hotbed. It's like some weird phenomenon where it's producing such great talent, like such as yourself, Sammy Callahan, Dave and Jake Chris, Desmond Xavier, Zachary Wentz, Trey Miguel. I could keep going, but you get what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
Have you ever traveled with any of those guys? Have you ever been around them at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, all of those guys you mentioned, I have a good relationship with. A lot of I've known Dave J and Sammy probably for over a decade. They were all in HWA around the same time I was. At that period of time, I guess it was around 2006 or something.
Okay.
I had a tag team partner by the name of Alan Wassilishin, and Dave and Jake and I and Alan kind of owned Ohio as far as tag team wrestling goes. Sammy, of course, went on to move to New Jersey and become what Sammy is. Desmond and Zach and Trey are all guys who have kind of recently came into the business, and in a way, I guess we've all kind of taken them under our wings. Dave more than probably any of us, and trained them and helped them along, and so on and so forth. And all those guys are fantastic, and the sky is the limit legitimately for them. But I've almost always kind of, because I've wrestled around the United States for, my whole career. Like once HWA hit, then I started traveling a lot more, and Indiana and Illinois and New Jersey and Philadelphia and so on and so forth. And I personally believe, maybe it's just my Ohio pride in a lot of ways, but I personally believe that Ohio has there's something in the water here for some reason, but we produce, under the right tutelage, we produce very good talent. We produce guys that should be all over the world, in my personal opinion. Dave and Jake being two of them. Dave and Jake Christ are probably two of the best. Probably one of the best tag teams going on the indie scene easily.
Yeah.
And like you said, Desmond and Zachary Wentz has only been a professional wrestler for about a year and a half, and he's already doing all the stuff that he's doing. Desmond hasn't been around much longer. He's been around a little bit longer, but not a whole lot. Trey hasn't been around that long. There's you mentioned a lot of names that happen to be involved in Rockstar Pro Wrestling, which is a company that I have the pleasure of working for out of Dayton, Ohio, that's on the rise. Since it's opened its doors, it's only been around for about 5 years. And there's a ton of talent that comes out of there that's just very good. If they got the right opportunities and the right people saw them, who knows where they would go. A good example of that is John Moxley. John Moxley or Dean Ambrose. He toiled in Ohio for a long time, and then he went to the right places a few times. The right people saw him, and then he just skyrocketed. The same thing could be said for Sami Callihan, and who knows who's next. Not to say that there's not incredible talent everywhere, because there is. But I guess it's just my Ohio pride that makes me be like, look at these guys. There's one guy, I don't know if you know him, Ron Mathis, who is an incredible talent and doesn't near get the attention he should get, because the man can do everything. But yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say, like I said, that's just like a handful of names that I can think of off the top of my head. There's so many people that come out of Ohio that's absolutely amazing. So like you said, you kind of have a close relationship with these guys that I mentioned, the Callahan and the Chris and all those guys. So is there any cool road stories you can tell us about you guys?
Our road stories are kind of simple. I'm kind of not really an introvert. That's not the right wording, but I'm very much a kind of chill to myself type guy.
Yeah.
When we would do road trips together, I do have a unique thing about Sammy. Every time I've ridden with Sammy, or Sammy has been in my car, and we have went to a show together, I always get a ticket. It's like a guarantee. So I don't let him ride in my car anymore. I'm tired of getting tickets. But let's see. With Dave and Jay, it's usually always pretty simple. We go and it's just all right, point A to point B. Let's just hammer it out and just do it. And like we've been on 13, 14-hour car rides, just like basically to get in the car, drive for 14 hours, get out of the car, do the show, get back in the car, drive for another 14 hours, and just keep ourselves entertained by rapping or singing odd country music as loud as we possibly can, just to get us through the drives and everything like that. And then of course, there are deep times when you have deep conversation with guys, and that's what really makes the brotherhood thing a reality. So I don't know if I have any funny stories, but I'm sure listening to me, Dave, Jake, and JT rapping California Love at 4 o'clock in the morning while we're cruising down the Pennsylvania Turnpike is pretty entertaining. It's probably pretty funny.
That'd be something you put on YouTube, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right on. No, yeah, definitely, and that's what I hear a lot of times, that these road trips are like, they can be pretty grueling. So there has to be, you have to have something to keep you going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned how many promotions you've worked for, and I'm sure that you could probably name a billion more that you've worked for. So, at this point right now, what is the highlight of your career?
Probably. I mean, I think if I really break it down just to the brass tacks of it, I think if I write some kind of bio down, the highlight of my career would be beating David Starr for the Rockstar Pro World Championship right after he made it a world championship. He went to Europe and defended it multiple times in Europe and brought it back, and then I beat him for it. So in theory, I know it's independent wrestling and so on and so forth, and some people would doubt the legitimacy of a thing like that, but it meant a lot to me. So that's probably the highlight of my career currently. But then I have like some maybe not so bright that maybe a lot of people don't know about it. I think I'm the last person to have an indie wrestling match in Ohio with Dean Ambrose before he got signed to the WWE. That's pretty big feather in my cap.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I actually have that match somewhere. I should probably put it on a DVD or something just for the fun of it. Let's see. I wrestled a 60-minute plus Iron Man match on Christmas night with Jake Christ. That was a pretty big deal. I was in Best of the Best a couple years back. I hold that in pretty high regard. I was in a match with Tommy End, who is Aleister Black on NXT right now, and Caleb Conley, who's a TNA superstar. So, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And like I said, there's so many things that you can probably mention. There's so many achievements that I'm sure you achieved, and obviously I'm sure it's hard to just pick a handful. But
yeah, no, yeah.
Pardon me. So as we kind of wrap this up, we're looking at 2017 right now. We're at the very beginning of March, so we have a lot of time left before 2018 gets here. But what are your goals for 2017 moving forward?
My goals for 2017 moving forward are pretty simple. I want to do everything I can because I feel like I'm a pretty decently known name in Ohio, of course, and in Indiana and a few other places. But my goal is to get a regular spot at some of these big indies and make everybody know who I am. I would love to get in the top prospect tournament. I know it's already happening. It's already booked and everything like that, but I know they do one every year. So that's like a goal for me. And basically, probably the main goal is everywhere I go, I want to be what sticks out to everybody. I want people to go to shows and be like, you know what, that show was all right, but I'll tell you what, that Aaron Williams guy, that dude's legit. Like that's my main goal. I wanna give people memories. I wanna make people get really into hating me or really into loving me. I just want to get my name out, and I just want to. I want to put food on my table. I want to put this roof over my head, doing what I love. So I don't think that goal will ever change. I think it's always going to be that way. But right now, the goal is to get to some of these bigger indies and put some of the places that I'm at on the map. So my goal is to work hard. My goal is to be a top guy everywhere I go.
Absolutely. So as well, we always ask whoever we have on here do you have a list of guys that you'd like to work with at all this year?
Yeah, I do. It's a very long list, and names get added to it constantly. I actually try and put it on Twitter. I haven't done it in a while. I think because I got my heart broken. Because the last one that I put out there heavily was Chris Hero. I really wanted to wrestle Chris Hero because I wrestled him in a tag match once, but I really wanted a singles match with him. And then it almost got done. He was talking to a promoter that I work for, and he said, "Hey, I want to come in and I want to wrestle Aaron Williams, but I gotta have this conversation with another company that I might be signing a contract with." So before I say I'm going to do it, I got to have this conversation. And then that week he was in Florida, NXT. So it just got slipped through my fingers. But right now, since I can't have Chris Hero, JT Dunn is on that list. I want to wrestle JT Dunn. I want to wrestle DJZ. I've never got to wrestle him. I'd like to wrestle Chris Dickinson. I'd like to. Yeah, it's a pretty long list, man. It's a long one. Jay Lethal. I want to wrestle Jay. I want to wrestle Silas Young. I got a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean it's a good list.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So man, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on here and talking to me and just let me pick your brain a little bit. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. Thank you for having me and letting me rattle on my my mouth runner and all that jazz.
Well, hey, that's what we're here for. So before I let you go, you have any social medias you want to throw at fans?
Absolutely. You can find me on Facebook at Aaron Williams. It's pretty simple. You can find me on Twitter, and please do find me on Twitter. The more followers I get on there, the better. The more it seems like people like me, the more people will book me. So that's at Planet Williams 1, just the letter or the number. Sorry, not the letter. Yeah, so Planet Williams and then the number 1, and then you can find me on Instagram at Planet Williams as well, and you can see all the shenanigans that I do, and I post clips of matches and just random stuff that I get into, and a nice collection of super dope socks that I have and stuff like that. So yeah, get on there, follow me, see what's going on, drop me a line, and we'll talk about junk.
There you go, guys. So everybody who's listening, follow him on these social medias. You want to get in on this now because he's going to go places, and you want to be there when he gets to those places. So
thank you, man. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Aaron. It's been a delight. It's been a pleasure. It's been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on here and let me talk to you.
Thank you, man. Have a good day, brother. Thank you.
You too. Keep up the good work, man.
Come crack open a cold one and let Old Manser tell you a story.
King of Big Dog Style, Lairton Light Beer, the king of the trailer court, your favorite wrestler of mine, me.
This is Warner's Wisdom with Mance Warner.
All right, people, here we are, another edition of Old Warner's Wisdom. Old Master is all beat to hell right now. I was in the IWA Prison Death Match last night. Still got blood on me. Tired. I'm hurt. I'm sore. Can barely move my arm. That's just the way it goes, people. That's the way it goes. Now, on this edition of Warner's Wisdom, I got me an email here, or a message, or a tweeter, whatever you call it. I don't know. A green kid sent me a question on here. I'm going to answer it, give y'all a little bit of knowledge. You take that knowledge and save yourself some money. If you're a dummy, you don't listen to me. You keep doing what you're doing. You ain't going to save no money. You can have it either way you want it. You can listen to me, not listen to me. It's fine either way. Ain't going to hurt me. Oh, let me rewind it here. I'm still kind of loopy. I got to get back to my little deal here for all y'all. Red lights on. All right. Is your favorite wrestler of mine? Me, Old Messer, King of Big Dog Style, Larry's and Light Beer, Master of the Pop-Up Headbutt, Mr. No Knee Pads Needed, the King of Big Dog Style. And you know all the rest. There's many, many more. I'm not going to sit here and name them all. Like I said, I'm in pain. I'm bedridden today. I'm going to drink my light beers and lay in bed, watch some TV. Now, this is the Dave Dynasty Show. This is Old Master, Warner's Wisdom. Let's get on right to it. Let's get on to it here. I'm in pain, people. Let's get on with it. Now, the email, the tweeter, whatever this is right here, this little question here, it says, Manser, I know you hit the roads. You're making towns. Can you give me a rundown of the cheapest hotels that a new wrestler could stay at? And what is your favorite place to hit up to eat after the shows? Let me think about that question. Let me think about that. The answer to both of those is my truck. Because I'm always about saving money, baby. I show up to the town. I sell my t-shirts. I put on a classic. I get my payday, hit the pay window, and I'm out of there on to the next town. Now, what I mean by that is you can either drive 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours, show up to your show, out there, do your matchup, get your payday, and then hit the road and you go find a hotel and you go eat at Denny's or a Waffle House or a burger joint. You go do that. But then how much money you just make there, man? You got to make some sort of money. You can't just be blowing it all on food, tater chips, beef jerky. This goes back to the episode I did before where I was trying to teach y'all how to budget your money on the road. Now I can see somebody didn't go back and listen to that episode right here, so I'm gonna reiterate it for you on here, my man. So you learn a little something. Now, as Old Master said earlier, you show up, you do your show. Or in my case, I show up, I do my show, I hit some wackadoos, I put on a classic, big boot, pop-up headbutt, dragon sleeper, roll out of the ring, start up a riot, sell some t-shirts, get my payday, hit the road. Now, Old Master is smart here. I'm all about saving money. That means I'm going to have my big old water jug with me. Then I'm going to have me a loaf of bread. And I'm going to have, maybe I got some bologna. Maybe I got some turkey. Maybe I got some ham. I got some sort of lunch meat. Get into my truck. I got my sandwich. Maybe eat one, maybe eat two. I don't know, depending on how hungry I am. I don't feel like I got to get that detail with you people unless you really want me to paint out a big old beautiful picture for you. What Old Man's going to be doing on the ride back. Now, make a sandwich. Got my water. I'm good to go. Get my gasoline. Hit the road. Make it the next town. Now, you asked about hotel rooms. That's fine. You go get a hotel. You want to spend up all your money. And then basically you're just driving around for nothing. You ain't getting no payday. You got a payday. You blew it already because you had to go to Waffle House. You had to go spend $12. Then you had to go find a hotel room. Then you want to stay there. Why? It don't make no sense to me. Make my sandwich, got my water, get my gasoline, juice up the truck, hit the road. I'm just going to drive till I get too tired, till I can't drive no more. At that point, old master going to pull over somewhere. Preferably in a parking lot of probably one of them restaurants you're going to be spending all your money at. You don't want to pull up in a parking lot and there ain't no one there. You don't want to be parked in the middle of nowhere. Someone come up, try to rob you, try to kill you, and then old master gotta punch out a window and assault and put the boots to some man. I ain't gonna catch no more charges out there, people. I'm trying to save my money. I'm trying to make my tabs. I'm trying to sell my t-shirts. I'm gonna park in a nice little parking lot. And then old master, you gotta pack smart too, people. You got your bag with your gear in it and your boots. Unless you're a kick pad guy. I can go on and on about that. It don't make no sense to me. Kick pads. Kick pad. Okay. I'm just old school, man. I'm sorry. Okay. So you got your boots. You got your bag with your gear in it and your boots. Got your bread. I ain't talking about the pay window. I'm talking about actual bread to make your sandwiches with your turkey. You got your water jug. Pull into a parking lot. You need some pillows. You need a blanket. You need, maybe you got a sweatshirt. You got, throw that some bitch up there in the window if you don't got a pillow or a blanket, and just put your head against the window, sleep for a couple hours, hit the road. You good to go. Or you want to get a good night's sleep, you got your blanket, you got some pillows. Make yourself your own personal bed. Why you need to spend $45-$50 for a hotel room? I don't know. Don't make no sense to me. I'm trying to distill some knowledge on you people out here so you get it. You go make your tabs, make your money, make a payday, get your name out there. That's what it's all about, people. You got to get out there and get your name out there. Now, there's your answer, my man. You can either listen to that, you can spend up all your money on hotel rooms and Waffle House. Now, as old master said, I'm all beat up, covered in blood, my body hurts, I could barely lift my damn right arm over my head. Now that DVD come out, y'all need to buy that DVD. IWA Prince of the Deathmatch. Hell of a show. Jesus. I feel like I'm dying in here. Now, that has been another edition of Warner's Wisdom from Old Master himself. Out here teaching y'all a little something, trying to get y'all up where you need to be. Get a little knowledge in that brain of yours. Go playing all the video games. Start learning something. Get out there and learn a little something, man. Another edition of More Wisdom right here. I don't know what number it is. I do them every week. You can go back and listen to them. I ain't keeping track of how many episodes we're doing at this point. This is the best part of Dave Dynasty Show. Dave's pretty good. I'm just saying. Until next time on the Dave Dynasty Show, another edition of Warner's Wisdom, Old Master, Big Doggy, King of Big Dog Style, Larry's Light Beer, Pop-Up Headbutt. Now I'm pausing. What do you think I'm pausing for right here? What I gotta do? You gotta get that wackadoo in there, people. You gotta get your shit in there sometime. Now, until next week, y'all have a good week. Ain't gonna be a good mind, and that's just the way it goes. Y'all go ahead, share this, like this. Is it retweeter? Retweet this on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the SoundCloud, the iTunes, all the such. Y'all love it. I love it. That's the way it go, people. Until next time, this old master. Just listen to what I tell y'all, people. Get a little smarter, man. Come on now.
Visit our friends at the Mask Republic. Go to luchaloot.com and luchashop.com and use the promo code DYNASTY for exclusive discounts.
And welcome back to the Dave Dynasty Show.
Yo.
Good little interview there with Aaron Williams.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
definitely.
dude. Good talent. Support him. Go see him. If you have the capabilities, book him.
Yeah, yeah. Go
buy a shirt. He's on Pro Wrestling Tees.
He is. He is indeed.
Support. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I saw something the other day. I was thinking it was him and Cole Radrick got a match.
Like
Okay.
PWF.
Yeah, PWF. Yeah.
In Evansville.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to see that match.
I would have paid to see that match.
I don't. If they put it out if they put out DVDs or downloads or what they do, I like to see it though. So I'll probably get it.
No, sorry, this is random, but I follow Cole Radrick on Snapchat, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, under his name or whatever, because I have him on Facebook and stuff. But anyways, so I was following him on there, and he was telling a story about like some methed out lady that like came up to him and like a Steak and Shake, trying to get like a ride somewhere.
Came up to him?
Yeah, and he's talking about, and this might be random, so Cole, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, I'm telling your stories from your Snapchat. But anyways, so he was like, he's like, some lady came up to him, was talking to him like about, hey, can you give me a ride to so and so's place? And he's like, well, I don't give rides to people I don't know. Well, I guess this lady just started listing off like millions of names of people she knew who he might know.
Just hoping there was a mutual name.
Just hoping there was a mutual agreement. He's like, he's like, you know, I'm so and so's wife. I don't know who the hell that is. I'm so and so's brother. I don't know who the fuck that is. You know what I mean? Like just over and over.
So there was no mutual.
I don't think
Did
so.
she know who he was?
I don't think so. I think it was just like
was she just like, oh, it's Cole Radrick, get that wrestler guy?
Maybe he
or
might.
She just like
was starstruck and wanted to ride somewhere, I guess.
Or was she just like a gullible kid? Maybe he'll.
Yeah. I think she was thinking more like gullible kid. Like, hey, check.
Was she on something?
He seemed to think she was. I mean, there was no.
Well, then there's probably no rhyme or reason to any of it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
She's probably just like, hey, dude.
Hey, bruh. So,
smart move, Cole. Don't give rides to strangers.
Yeah, don't talk to strangers, kids.
And just remember, if they say there's a lost puppy in the van, there's really not.
And there's no candy.
No.
All right, no candy.
No, don't go to the van.
There's no bike in the basement. Like
the only thing in the back of that van is a tear-stained air mattress.
and you don't want to know why it's
horrible.
Yeah,
we should not be.
But
the moral of the story is, be careful who you trust.
Yeah, don't
There's
give
bad dudes out there and bad stuff and.
Well, and also remember that the Zodiac Killer was a hitchhiker, so...
Yeah, and if you're a parent, teach your kids about this stuff. Don't, you have to walk that fine line between being a good person and being over-trusting.
Or being alive.
Yeah. No, not even that. It's just, I mean, you get robbed or whatever else. It doesn't have to be necessarily death, but not saying, don't be a good person and whatever else, but...
Use your brain.
You have to be careful this day and age because you just never know what's going on. So,
I mean, Bruiser Brody got stabbed in a shower.
Well, you bring that up every week.
Well, I feel like it's relevant this week because aren't we doing that pretty soon?
Well, yeah, but
you can't be too trusting of people.
It make me sad when you talk about Brody and his death. I miss Bruiser Brody.
He was a good wrestler. Did he have any kids or anything?
Yeah, I think he's got a son.
Does his son wrestle?
I don't think so.
Man, if Bruiser Brody's son's
sure how old he is because he was pretty. I know he's got a son, but
he might be older now, wouldn't he?
I don't know.
Because when did Bruiser Brody die?
In the 80s.
Yeah, I was gonna say so. If his son was born,
but his son was young.
So he might just be like in his 30s now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking he'd probably be old enough that if he were wrestling, he would have already wrestled. He died in 88.
Okay, so like if his son was young, I mean...
So 88, that's almost 30 years right there.
Yeah, because...
Alone. So even if you just add a year or two on it, he's got to be in his, at the youngest, his early 30s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably...
Probably not a wrestler.
Huh?
Probably not a wrestler.
Nah, he probably would have already pursued it.
Also, I mean, I think if I was going to be a wrestler and like my dad was stabbed in a shower by another wrestler,
yes.
You go ahead.
They had a son. Was born in 1980.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He's 37-ish, 36, 37 now. So,
yeah. I mean, some of the greatest wrestlers are older. Like Christopher Daniels, he's in his 40s, isn't he?
Yeah, but you don't typically start when you're.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, you got a point there.
I don't know whether I've never heard of him dabbling in it, but
okay.
But hey, speaking of famous sons, go check out our episode with Brian Pillman Jr. Let's plug the podcast.
Yeah, man, go check out Brian Pillman Jr. I mean,
just for online on Twitter, I guess there was a little exchange between Pillman Jr. and David Benoit, Chris Benoit's son.
Really?
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
Which I think he has an interest in the business too. And
David Benoit does.
I'm thinking that'd be a hell of a little second generation tag team.
Yeah, I was say
that'd be like second generation Horseman guys there.
I was say Benoit and Pillman wrestled together, didn't they? Probably like an ECW.
I'm sure they were around each other. Yeah, there was definitely time when they were around each other there, and maybe I don't know about ECW. I'm not sure how the timetable works there because both Pillman was not there long.
Yeah,
now definitely in WCW there had to have been some overlap.
Yeah, I said WCW.
No, probably not in WWE.
Not
that
much.
It would have been. Benoit wasn't around in the Attitude Era. That was after that. So
yeah, I said Benoit would have been.
Had to be
WCW
some overlap in WCW.
Yeah,
but they were both Horsemen.
Yeah,
not at the same time, I don't think, but both Horsemen. So okay, well, let's get out of here. We're starting to ramble here a little bit.
We're doing a little theorizing.
That's right. So hey, make sure you go check us out, DaveDynasty.com, for all of our social media links. Follow us on those. We always have good stuff up, especially Twitter. That's where we're probably most active, is on our Twitters. You can check me out at the Dave Dynasty. And Ike, what's yours?
I almost forgot. It was Pint Size Beast. Pint Size Beast.
So follow us there for all of our stuff. We thank you for joining us. Go check out all of our sponsors. And, we will see you next week. Everybody be good, be safe, and keep on growing. See ya.